How's it going, everybody? So we are in week 4 of our quote-unquote community favorite event game modes. Before we get into it, just let me say this. By no means am I trying to complain about the fact that Ubisoft went out of their way and tried to help us bridge the extra gap of no new content that was caused by, well, you all know what. This was unscheduled, and they not only gave us old modes to play again, they also re-enabled old content that was supposed to not come back. Players were able to unlock a full years of event gear, effects, outfits, or by executions, emotes, and all that. So please don't get me wrong, it's amazing that they did that, but let's also be honest here for a second. When they initially announced it, their choice of word was, we will bring back fan favorite activities. And after the roadmap release, we knew we'd be able to unlock year 3 stuff, but what everyone assumed was that we'd get the corresponding game modes. Year 3, mind you. I know that counting isn't that easy, so we also had a lot of people saying we'd get Test Your Mettle back. I'll get to that in just a second. So each hero release in year 3 came with their own unique game mode. BP came with that weird Breach Dominion mix that no one liked, so good that we didn't get that one. He2 came with, in my opinion, the best game mode we've had in any event. I personally was really looking forward to playing the soul harvesting thing again. It was such a unique way of collecting points that allowed for quick matches, comebacks, and overall actually really exciting gameplay, as one mistake or one clutch outplay could decide the whole match. High risk versus high reward, but with the ability to actually coordinate it and not rely on RNG. Jormungandr event was Breach with the hammer. If anyone remembers, that was the first time they tested out Breach changes even before they gave us the testing grounds for it. And the Janhu event was Emperor's Escape or whatever it was called. Well, that was something, I guess. Okay, now that I think about it, 2 of those were complete shit. Still, would have made sense if we got those. But what we got was Hyperduel, Dance of Death, and the 2 carousel variations that we already had early on this year. To put it bluntly, I don't think a single one of these is a community favorite. Pretty much each one went to low activity on day 2 of it being available. I'm not saying that it isn't a common occurrence, as the shine of new things wears off rather quickly, if it's just a bit of a spin of something familiar. So why is that? Why immediately go back to what you play every time? Making unlocks exclusive to these event modes would be one possibility, but I'd consider that as a little harsh. Some people don't like team modes at all, others absolutely hate duels, and if you enjoy actual brawls, then you're completely toxic anyways and your opinion doesn't count. So what do we do then? What incentives do we give players? Do we even need incentives? For one, the activity meter dictates what people play. Low activity and they instantly don't care. They think they'll have long queue times, so they go back to their breach queue and wait 10 minutes anyways. Which means there needs to be a strong incentive that trumps the psychological effect of a low activity queue. More XP. The question, what's the highest XP game mode, still gets asked after all these years. So next time an old event game mode comes back around, smack another 20 or 30% XP on it. And give it some big gold outline so even people that don't like the reading thing realize that something special's going on. I'd personally be curious if that were enough to get people to stick with the event modes for longer than a single day. That is, if the mode actually holds up against already existing ones. Most of the modes only offer a little gimmick, and the few that actually offered something new, those were played longer. Also, the ones that offered easy grinding. The Emperor's Escape mode was cheesed by a lot of players and allowed for easy unlocking of all event items. So, for all the wrong reasons, certain modes are played more. So if Ubisoft is certain that the mode they give us offers enough and players unfairly don't play it enough, well, consider that little bit extra that might do the trick. But now, let's talk about it. The one event that people have been begging for, I think it's been 2 years now. Test Your Mettle. It's not easy to find someone that doesn't want it back. But not for the mode itself, but simply for the rewards. The mode itself, if you ask me, was their first attempt of testing out Arcade. Considering that Arcade was released I think 8 months later, the event was them testing the waters. And looking at the reception of it, it probably gave them full confidence to go ahead with it. In case someone's unfamiliar with the event mode, it was the standard elimination game mode, but you played against bots. But not just any bots, but the story mode NPCs. The mode ran for 3 weeks and each week the bots became harder. More HP, more damage, huge damage reduction, overall better behavior and so on. Like I mentioned in another video, Gudmundur was able to survive like 3 drop attacks and similar nonsense like that. And apparently this is the mode that people want. I have pretty much all the items, including the armor unlocked from back then. It's pretty much whatever for me at this point. But we shouldn't disregard the motivation from the player base for why they so desperately want this mode. Character identity, aka fashion, is a big part. Everyone enjoys new armor sets, and we sadly don't get them all that often. Ubisoft has explained the reason behind this, but even if people understand, it doesn't change the fact that they want more. So having existing sets be locked away from them is a concept that is disliked. I'm not gonna ask for your input here, as I know the vast majority will answer with bring the mode back, but let me ask you this. Let's bring back Test the Metal, but without the event gear from back then. I can guarantee that the mod will suffer the exact same fate as the rest. First day you'll have high activity, and then by day 3 at the latest it'll be on low. Even if PvAI modes have more appeal to a larger part of the community, it'll be far from the hit that the player base makes it out to be. I'm pretty sure they'll bring it back at one point, but I hope that Ubi can distinguish between the actual fan favorite event modes and modes that just bring the gear that the community wants. I've talked about rotating event modes in the past, and since then we've frequently gotten old ones back, but we've also seen new ones, and the new ones lasted several weeks sometimes, probably to give ample chance and time for everyone to unlock everything or finish the event battle passes. In the end, I don't know how they chose the 4 modes. I'm sure they can look at total games played for each mode and decide it like that. Maybe those were just the easiest ones that didn't require them to patch in old assets again. And maybe I'm just nitpicky when looking at their wording, as I was really hoping to play a very specific one that I thought would be included. In the end, let's all just try and not sound like entitled pricks, me included, when asking them for old events. Thanks for watching. Laters everybody.
People instantly killed
Do you
themselves.
not understand what's
I
happening? Whoa! What was that
I
spawn?
shoved the comment to it.
Every single one of them spawned on the same spot just now.
Oh, that hit.
Yeah, that happened to me and the Shigoki last match.
And then you teleport away, right?
Oh,
No, we didn't teleport away.
No,
Oh.
everyone was still here. Oh. Okay.
Well, his life
Local
is
man fucking died.
Now he has decent ping, but 2 of the others don't.
Hey, this is your ideal MM gamer.
Oh, I even gestured honorably.
Gestured before beginning a duel.
I have good fight unbound. That is, I can't good fight you, my man.
Really?
Oh. I was about to say I've got to perfectly time that.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah.
Perfectly timed.
Oh, he deflected my.
Never mind. Never mind.
I have killed an elderly samurai with a Shaolin monk.
Can you not? Don't do it. Whoa. What killed me there?
I confirmed that on accident.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, 10 from you and then 20. No!
Yes, be on fire.
Killed them all.
Oh, that went.
I think that was not guaranteed, but I think the fire and the band and the indicators and I shit the bed so hard there. That was.
Highlander coming in offensive.
I'm so low.
Oh, I'm down.
He's dead. Well done.
Very good.
Well, you both died? What?
I traded the heavy for a light. I think that wasn't a trade you want to make, especially when your teammate's dead. But yeah.
Oh, I was like parried. Push, 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 push.
First,
push.
I'm
yeah,
outside.
I have no stamina. That's fine. I'm really low.
Get yourself killed, maybe?
Yep. There we go. Dead.
Uh-oh. Kill him. Stopping the timer
I'm
right
out
now.
of stamina.
I'm dead.
That's fine.
Execute.
Oh.
2 seconds. Back.
Good.
What?
Oh, now he's down in light parry.
I'm on the floor. He has no health. He hasn't stamina.
I'm dead, basically.
They're both real
That
low
is,
HP.
yeah, same here.
Yeah.
One dead.
Good shit, man.
Yeah, the round 2 and 3 were decent.